My father, therefore, going by my own standards, it means he started investing when he was 24. For me, when I was at 20. When I went to university, I started farming. My first loan, I bought a plot. And that's what I've been doing. If I gave you a record of my pay slip, and that's when Mweshima was talking about this money will you share. My pay slip is pay fees, buy a plot, develop it. I've been doing that, Chair. And part of my wealth, I can say I have 5 acres from my parents, Webuye East, and 3 of them is just a forest. It's not just any trees, forest, real forest, which I've been harvesting and selling to Kenya Power.
And these 16 acres in Tuti Maraka?
Yes, there are 6 parcels I've been buying. At one time, because you have now to unpack, at one time I was coordinating at Moi University, and we were doing very well. The system, because I know there are people who may know, the system was such that we have PSSP, private sponsored students, fee payment, and I was working. I used to work up to Sunday, and that was, you teach, the hours are recorded, and you have your money. At one time, I could teach for 2,500 per hour. And I was even not selfish. There were no people who could do some work, and I used to give myself a lot of time to work. And if somebody went to the record, can realize some time back I was really earning. Not this situation of the university has now failed to pay until here I appear like somebody was defaulted. It's money from my work, Chair.
So, okay, thank you, Honorable Makari. I'll have Honorable Girong and Honorable Chemyon. Members, we are supposed to wind up. Our time is running out. Honorable Girong? Be on hands up, please. Now have your microphone on, please.
Chair, I have had the nominee answering questions about early childhood education. He's not answering it accordingly. Because the county government is now 10 years old. And they are defeated to nurture early childhood education. So my opinion, nominee, is that why can't we agree with you and do without early childhood education? Because you yourself, you never went to do nursery, but you are a BHT holder.
Chair, that is
yes.
Then. Chair, that is then. That is then. 50 years ago, truly. I don't know how many people you could get in a sitting other than in Parliament, putting on ties, putting on shoes. Those who are nearly my age. It was a miracle to have shoes in school, and everybody would say, if you put on shoes, wewe ni mtoto wa mwalimu. If a vehicle was heard, the sound of a vehicle, you could say, ngoja gari pita ndio utoke, because you could not know, you are not seeing it, but it was very different, Madam Mheshimiwa. That was then. The times have changed. We need ECDs. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chemyon.
Thank you. I'm just following up on the question that was put by Honorable Makari. The financial net worth of the nominee is 50 million. This one has been accumulated over a period of 32 years. Now, after 5 years, if we checked on you, your financial net worth, would you be having 54, 52, going by these averages that we can see, or you may be having 100 million after 5 years? Then if you get more than 50 million on top of what you have in 5 years, and this one is 32 years of hard service, hard work, you are working even extra time in the universities, teaching the parallel students. Now, do we expect after 5 years, if we checked on your net worth to have 55 million or 60, or it could be even 200 million.
Chair, I doubt anything beyond 100, I doubt. But I expect, Honorable Member, my net worth to improve because my children are now getting out of school. I've said I've been accumulating land, which I'm now putting into serious use, farming. I have several plots, which I'm now starting to develop as my children get out of school. So, Honorable Member, Chair, I think there will be an improvement, but not to the extent that Mheshimiwa is talking about, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Seneca. You'll do the last question and then.
Right. Thank you, Chair. Chair, from experience, we've seen some CECs favoring areas where they come from once they get those positions. I can give an example, like maybe where you come from, you can decide to allocate maybe 100 slots for scholarship at the expense of other areas. I don't know if you'll also do the same, because when you look at the order allocations, we allocate equal amount to every region. So are you going also to allocate the same resources to every region, or you are going to favor your area?
One statement to illustrate that it is a no. I've taught in the university and I've taught over 10 children, my own nephews and nieces, and when I'm marking, I didn't know, only to realize at the end that they were in class. I have no time for that. There are guidelines. I'll not be chairing the committees that allocate, but I'll be supervising. So I cannot change notes. I cannot, Chair.
Thank you, nominee, for your first and foremost coming before the committee for vetting. We appreciate your responses. We'll release you to go. Your fate hangs in the hands of these committee members while they finish this vetting exercise for the entire list of nominees numbering 9. We'll do our report and get a feedback accordingly. So you are free to go, but before we release, I think you need to give us your closing remarks.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee members, for listening to me. One, I really wish to sincerely appreciate His Excellency, the Governor, Bungoma County, Honorable Lusaka, for nominating me, and quickly therefore add that, Chair, it is my hope and my request that this board, your committee chair, confirms my request. Thank you, members.
Thank you. You leave at your pleasure, but we are going for some health break. We invite you to join us. We are never mean whenever we are having such a break. Invite you to join us out there in our tent.
Thank you.